Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience and reviewing some Wayfair items. So Wayfair was referenced to me by Neon Taster on Twitter, who's a friend of mine in real life, and I actually had tweeted out. I said, "Hey guys, I'm looking for a couch and a company for me to buy a couch from, and I'm trying to figure out where. I'm not somebody who buys a lot of furniture, and I've never purchased a couch before, and so I needed help figuring out, where should I go to buy my first couch?" And he recommended Wayfair, and quite a few other people on Twitter also recommended Wayfair. And I think the runner-up was like Ashley something or other. I'll have to put that in the show notes below when I figure out who the Ashley company was. But I ended up going with Wayfair, and I was so happy with my decision. I got quite a few items from Wayfair, not just the couch, but a couple of others. And you can actually see them in the background. So you can see the painting there that I got from Wayfair, and you can see the TV stand right there in the background of this intro. So today I'm going to be reviewing those 3 items and then the 4th item that I ended up deciding not to get. And I'm really happy with that decision as well. Before we get started, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notifications, and comment below which item you guys liked best, and also which item you guys liked least or think, was that really necessary? And also, bonus question, do you guys think that I made the right decision about the 4th item that I did not buy? Because I waffled on that for quite some time, and then ultimately I was pretty happy with my decision there at the end. So let me know in the comments. This is my first item that I purchased, and I was super excited about it because this is actually the very first couch I have ever purchased in my entire life. All my previous places were either fully furnished or I just didn't have a couch. I didn't have room at my last place. It was just a studio apartment, so what's the point of buying a couch? I had actually almost purchased a couch from one of my friends because I loved the couch, but then I thought it's just not a good purchase to make right now, and it turns out I was right. I'm really happy with the one that I got because I initially wanted a lighter colored couch, and I just couldn't get what I wanted because, first of all, when you have pets and when you have guests over and guests want to eat on your couch, and even yourself if you want to eat on your couch, a lighter colored couch is really for looks and not for practical use. And so I thought, well, I also really like very dark furniture. And so I thought it would be more practical to get something dark. I have white walls in my apartment, and I have probably medium brown carpet. And so I thought this would be a good fit for that color scheme. And also it just will end up fitting in better regardless of where I end up moving in the future. With these uncertain times, I could end up leaving the state. I currently live in California, and so you never know how long I'm going to last there. So this was a really good fit for me. The interesting thing is, if you look at the website, they have some other pictures besides just the regular picture of the couch. They have a picture of what the couch looks like in a mock-up building or residential home or living room. And it actually looks a lot smaller than it is when you actually get it. And I'll switch to the picture of my couch and what it looks like in my place here. It's way bigger than what it looks like on the website. And so, my best recommendation for everybody, and this is advice that I don't take myself that I should take, is make sure to take the measurements of the area that you're putting the couch in and pay attention to the measurements that are listed on the website. And I will explain later on in this video why that is so important, because I got in trouble with one of the other things that I wanted to purchase. So let's move on to the next thing. I did want to make one last note about the couch before I move on. The pillows come with it. So sometimes, and I'm not, I've never purchased a couch before, and so I'm very unfamiliar with how all this works, but I always assume when I look at a website and I look at a large item that I'm purchasing, that a lot of the things that you see in the pictures might not come with it. And the pillows actually did come with this couch, and I was not expecting that. I was expecting to just get the couch and no pillows, and the pillows were just an add-on that you could get or they were just meant, to be, for looks in the picture, so you could see like what options you could have. But they actually the couch did come with the pillows, which was really, really nice. And when you want to sleep on it, you just remove the pillows, and there you go. You got lots of extra space. So moving on to the second thing I bought, it is a TV stand. And it really made all the difference in my house because I have a really small TV in comparison to most TVs. Now, it's funny to me how TVs have gone from really, really, small, or what we would now consider really, really small, to gigantic, and that like the average size of a TV is pretty big. The average size of a TV is so much bigger than what the average size of a TV was when I was a kid. And since I am kind of new at purchasing TVs, I bought my first TV when I think I was 27, because TVs are just not something that I use or have used throughout my life. I've always used a computer, plugged in a external optical drive to my computer so that I can watch DVDs on it, or alternatively I would stream. But I've only owned a TV since I think 2018 was when I purchased my first TV. I had a lot of overtime pay, and I was like, oh, might as well. So that's one of the reasons why I've never had to buy furniture to, service a TV before. My TV was always on my bookshelf, and so then I wanted to use my bookshelf for actual books, and so now I wanted a TV stand. So the reason I chose this one in particular was because of all the shelving space. And I'm somebody who likes to collect DVDs, and I've never really had the opportunity to have kind of a separate space just for DVDs. My DVDs have always been, combined with my books on my bookshelf. So now I have another option for DVD storage, and I've only filled up 3 out of the 6 shelves with DVDs, and the other shelves are just either empty or holding things that it doesn't need to be holding. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to fill this up, because my entire life's library of DVDs, and even I have some VHSs in there. Like, I have literally my entire collection of media is in just 3 of those shelves, and there's still even some room on the 3rd shelf for more. So I need to get working on developing my DVD collection. I know some of you might find it old-fashioned, but I like to have the physical copy as well as the digital copy for convenience, and physical copy for looks, and also in case for some reason digital goes away and all of a sudden we don't have anything online to watch anymore. So that's the second thing that I bought. Now, the third thing that I got is this painting, and what you guys will see on the website is actually fairly different than what I actually purchased. And this is where we get into the issue that I had when I was purchasing these things. I did not actually measure correctly on the I did not measure correctly on the size of the painting that I was ordering, and so I got a different size than I expected. And this is completely my fault. This is not Wayfair's fault. This is completely my fault on this point. But this is why I recommend for people, make sure you measure and make sure you have a clear idea of what you're buying and what the space is. It ended up working out because even though it wasn't quite the size or look that I wanted, I ended up not sending it back because ultimately I discovered they did not actually have it in the size that I wanted for the style. So what I ordered ultimately was the 16 by 32, and I will cut to a picture of what it looks like on my wall, but it ended up, so the picture is slightly more distorted than what I expected, and that was the only real reason why I was upset about it. But they actually don't sell it in the size that I wanted, that would have had it in the have had the image in the shape that I wanted. And so again, it's a little bit stretched longer than I wanted instead of wider. And I'm okay with it. Like when I first got it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sending it back. I'm not happy. And then it actually ended up looking really, really nice in my apartment. And so I'm just going to keep it. I'm keeping it like that, and I'm actually fairly happy with it. So the final thing I wanted to talk about is learning how to say no to things. So there was a fourth item that I had planned to get from Wayfair, and it was a coffee table. And here's the thing, I love the coffee table. I think it's really cute. It's this wooden coffee table with kind of metal stands and a little shelf underneath, and I think it's really cute. And it's nothing about the coffee table. I thought it would have been a great buy. But the thing is, even though my apartment seems really big to me because I previously lived in a studio, I still feel like it is actually pretty small, and I really love having the open space, and that's just kind of been my mantra ever since moving. I really just don't want to have a lot of crap, and I've learned this the hard way a few times, and especially this most recent move. There's just only so much stuff that is really worthwhile having, and there's no need to cart around some of these things. Some of these things you just don't need, and then when you move, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm having to carry all this stuff, I'm having to load up all this stuff, I'm taking it all apart, and I'm having to now find places to store it where it will just sit. And I don't want to have stuff in my house that just sits. I want things to get used. I want things to be out and looking nice. I don't want things to just be piled up in a place not being used and not being looked at or not being, taken advantage of. And so it's, again, nothing against the coffee table, and not to say that I wouldn't use the coffee table. However, I just really, really like having the empty space and the feeling of I'm not crowded in by a bunch of crap that I don't need. And the idea that if I do move, and when I do move, which is very likely to come in the future eventually, I don't have to worry about carting one more piece of furniture on top of everything else. So, all right, so that's my review of the 4 Wayfair items. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was an enlightening experience. And if you guys are interested in purchasing from Wayfair, I have them linked below, and I can even link the items that I got so you guys can go and buy the same stuff if you're that interested. I don't know if you're that interested. I think the couch is really fantastic, to be honest, but if you guys are interested in any of the other things that I did or didn't purchase, I will link those below. Please, again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notifications, and comment below. Answer all those questions that I submitted to you guys at the beginning, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.